Did you know your phone tracks satellites launched for war? Soviet scientists launched Sputnik, emitting a simple, rhythmic radio beep. Two researchers noticed the frequency shifted as it passed overhead. They realized if you know the orbit, you calculate position. The Navy built transit to guide submarines using those signals. GPS needs atomic clocks to measure time with extreme accuracy. 24 satellites now orbit Earth, constantly broadcasting precise time stamps. Your phone measures the signal delay from 4 different satellites. Military precision now helps you find the nearest coffee shop. That detail becomes important later. Scientists noticed the satellite's frequency shifted as it moved past. They realized this Doppler shift could actually pinpoint its location. If you know the satellite position, you find your own. The Navy desperately needed to track their submarines in real time. Transit became the first operational satellite navigation system for ships. Ships had to wait hours for a satellite to pass. Military leaders demanded a system that worked every single second. They turned to atomic clocks for extreme, sub-nanosecond time accuracy. Engineers raced to launch a full constellation of orbiting transmitters. But keeping these clocks synced required a massive technical leap. Scientists tracked Sputnik by measuring the shift in radio signals. They realized frequency changes reveal exactly where an object moves. The Navy built transit to track submarines from outer space. Precise orbits allowed ships to find their location at sea. But a major problem lurked within the clocks on board. Gravity makes time run faster for satellites than for us. Engineers added atomic clocks to solve this massive timing error. Nobody expected this military tech would power every modern smartphone. 4 satellites now talk to your phone to pinpoint you. Your location is just a byproduct of Cold War engineering. Scientists noticed satellites shifted pitch as they zipped past Earth. If you know the satellite position, you find your location. The Navy launched transit to guide submarines across the ocean. But the system was slow, requiring hours of waiting patiently. Engineers added atomic clocks to keep satellites perfectly in sync. 3 signals intersecting create a precise point on the globe. This tech remained a classified military asset for many years. A tragic flight accident eventually forced the government to act. Signals were finally opened for everyone to use for free. Scientists tracked Sputnik by measuring the shift in radio waves. Frequency changes as the satellite moves closer or further away. They realized if you know the satellite, you locate yourself. The Navy launched transit to guide their nuclear submarine fleet. Submarines waited hours for a single satellite to pass overhead. Location fixes were accurate, but took way too much time. Military leaders demanded a system that worked globally and instantly. Engineers designed a network of satellites to cover the globe. But keeping time perfectly was the real, impossible engineering hurdle. Scientists noticed satellite signals shifted pitch due to Doppler effects. They realized if they knew the orbit, they knew location. Transit was the world's first functioning satellite-based navigation system. Navy ships needed these precise coordinates to launch nuclear missiles. If you like this history, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get updates. Measuring tiny signal delays revealed your exact distance from space. 4 satellites provided the math needed for a precise fix. This military project eventually shrank down into your smartphone today. The military finally allowed civilian access to these precise signals. They intentionally degraded accuracy to prevent enemies from using it. In the year 2000, the government turned off interference. Suddenly, civilian devices were 10 times more accurate than before. Engineers worked to shrink massive receivers into tiny mobile chips. Early phones died within an hour of using navigation features. New software protocols allowed chips to pulse instead of run. Developers built apps that relied entirely on the satellite data. But keeping these satellites in orbit is incredibly expensive work. Scientists tracked Sputnik by listening to its shifting radio frequency. The pitch changed as the satellite moved closer than away. If you know the satellite position, you find your location. The Navy built transit to track submarines across the globe. Tiny timing errors would throw your position off by miles. A full constellation of satellites finally blanketed the entire planet. Government policy eventually allowed public access to these military signals. Your phone now calculates distance using light-speed timing signals. The facts remain, and the search for truth continues.